Good morning. Welcome to Workforce Skills with John Morris. Another Monday morning out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Guys, it's been a crazy week since my last recording. So much has happened. First of all, I'm getting over a cold. I've been laid up in bed all weekend, struggling, a little congested. So if I sound a little bit different, that's what's going on right now. So if I'm clearing my throat, I apologize. So I've got to get better because I'm going on vacation next week. I am getting out of Phoenix. Traveling halfway around the world, going to go on vacation, do something different. Going on a Mediterranean cruise with my wife. Really looking forward to that. So I'm going to pre-record some podcasts, have them drop while I'm out of the country, and you guys will get to see what's happening. But right now, since last week, a lot of things have happened at work. So much, I feel like I'm pissed today. It's gotten me angry, not just being sick. It's been a struggle, not showing up to work one day. For me, I felt guilty not coming to work. I skipped going to the gym. I skipped coming to work, skipped doing multiple things. And it's a struggle, even though everybody says I shouldn't feel that way. That's just my character. That's who I am because I'm constantly on the go. I'm constantly in beast mode, constantly moving forward. One thing that happened is one of our girls in the office quit. Just didn't show up for 3 days, couldn't figure it out, texting her, trying to figure out what's going on. Finally responded to one of my texts and said, yeah, I emailed you. And well, she emailed me her resignation on the day she left a half hour early and received it in my spam or trash or something. I don't even know how it got there. Ended up finding it. But yeah, she left her company phone, company keys, everything in her top drawer. Didn't even realize it was there. This is somebody we've been training to take over the front office, to take on a lot of responsibilities while we're gone on vacation. So we're dealing with that. It's tough in these situations. What do you do when you have someone just up and quit that's a vital part of your company? It puts stress on everybody. It's put a lot of stress on us. We're going on vacation. Well, do we cancel our vacation? We can't do that. We've got everything tied up into this. It's been planned for a year and a half going on this vacation. We started this journey, this plan a year and a half ago to go on this cruise in the Mediterranean Sea. So it's not going to change. So now we have to adapt. So Greg, my business partner, his wife has worked for us in the past. She's going to come back for the couple weeks that we're gone and help out in the office. So we are going to maintain. But it also means there's going to be quite a bit of work for my wife when she gets back from our vacation in the office. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do with QuickBooks, other things. But I'm looking at this employee and thinking she was an ideal employee. She was doing great. She's been thriving. She's been doing everything perfect. And just up out of blue, this is completely against her character, especially when she talks about all these other guys that work for us that are weak, that call out sick. They do all this other stuff and they have no moral about themselves. And then here she does the exact same thing. It's so freaking disappointing. It's put us in a jam. We are going to fix it. We are going to get through this. It's not the end of the world. It's just a speed bump. But how do you deal with somebody like that in your business that you trusted, you relied on? They had so much responsibility in everything that they were doing. How do you proceed with that? So for us, do we run another ad for somebody? Well, we can't because we don't have time to train them. We're gone in 6 days. We're on a plane and flying out of Phoenix. So I can't do that at this time. So we have to maintain, we have to move forward. On top of that, getting sick, that's the other thing that's really frustrating me, dealing with this, trying to get over this so I can get back to work. I want to be healthy before I get on vacation. So it's kind of good I'm getting through this before I go on vacation. Another thing that's changed over the last week is I am back teaching at New Freedom, helping out there, teaching the painting vocational class. A couple things have changed since I was last there teaching. We also have one of our employees that's helping out with the class, teaching the hands-on. I'm teaching the life skills on Monday and Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8. Really enjoying that. This is one thing I really thrive for. I love teaching the life skills. This is a passion for me. Helping men and women out of prison, off the streets, out of drug rehabs, get back to work by just teaching common sense. But the problem is things have changed since I was last there. There's been insurance requirements, different things that are restricting us from doing things. Moving forward, the whole class can't go to advance. There's only 5 people allowed to go to advance and new people coming in. Well, that is not fair in my opinion, because if that was the case, everybody that currently works for me that came from the original program that we started there would not be working for me if that was the case. Not a one of them, because most of them didn't get hired till towards the end of their 90-day program. So the problem is these people are in a 4 to 5 week class. Then the staff gets to pick the 5 that move on to advance. I don't think that is the best way to do. But we have to work within this box. So I have to find a way to either stretch the box, or I'm going to put this box into a bigger box and make something else work. Because somehow, some way, I've got every single person, I think we have 19, 20 people in this class. Every single one of them wants to move on to advanced. That means they're only going to allow 5 of them to move forward. And that means only 15 new people are coming into class going into the next one. That means I have to pick the best 5, or the staff there has to pick the best 5 that's going to move forward with me into the next painting class. The problem I see with this is some people don't find their rhythm. They don't find their shine until the second or going into the third class. Every single person that currently works for me, that are my best employees that came out of this program, when we originally started it, were not chosen until the very last 2 to 3 weeks of their 90 days, and they were in the third set of classes. They were in the third class. We used to do it for 4 weeks back then. So during that time, they would have an opportunity to take 3 classes. So imagine you weren't picked for one of those. That means now you got to bounce over to, okay, well, I'm going to take another vocational class. I'll try the electric next, or I'll try the framing and drywall. The problem is you're going to bounce from class to class. You are not being set up for success. That is not fair. What I need right now is I need 30 to 40 painting contractors out in the Phoenix area or in Arizona that's willing to hire out of these classes. I'm telling you what, these are going to be the best employees, the best people you could ever hire for yourself. I need people willing to hire them and give them a chance. These are not people looking for a second. It's not a handout. It's a hand up. They want something better, and they're working their asses off to get it. And I need help with this. I need to find a way to build this box bigger so I can prove to them that I need to run a class with 60 people. Or at best, I need 40 in there. That gives me a chance to take all these 20 and move them into advance and start another class with a new group that can constantly continue on to an advanced class. So I can continue to train them. Because what they're learning in this class isn't just life skills. We're teaching them hands-on. This weekend, all they did was mask nonstop for the entire weekend. They learned how to mask windows, mask floorboards. They learned how to tape, how to prep a door to get it ready to spray a door. This is what we're teaching. On top of that, we're teaching them how to cut in, how to brush, how to roll. We're teaching them basic painting skills. The problem with this class is it's just the basics. It's trying to see if they're even interested in painting, but letting them know that once you get out of this class and you get in the real world, it's going to be 1,000 times faster. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be rough. You're going to have to work your ass off. But at the same time, once they make it to advanced class, that was always our plan to teach them how to set up the sprayer, how to break down the sprayer, how to clean the sprayer. They're not learning how to spray. They're learning how to maintain the machine first. Because there's nothing I hate worse than, if you're a painting contractor, you know this. How many times do you hire somebody? Oh, yeah, I can brush, roll, spray. Well, what size tip would you use for this? Oh, I don't know. I'd use a 1 or a half. They don't even know the numbers of the sizes of tips. But they tell you they can spray. Oh, yeah, I can spray. But they don't even know how to clean up the machine. They don't even know where the filters are. We're teaching the basics of what they need to do to get out there to be a good, ideal employee to work for anybody. I'm training them to work for me. But I can't hire every single one of these men and women coming out of this program. When I first started this years ago, I got 30, 40 contractors willing to hire out of this program. I need to get back to that again. What I'm going to start doing in the next couple of weeks is I'm going to start making phone calls. I'm going to go down the list. I'm going to call every painting contractor in Phoenix. I'm going to start right there in the Phoenix metro area. So if you're listening to this and you're one of those guys, you're going to expect a phone call from me. In the meantime, what I'd recommend is reach out to me. Give me a call. Reach out to me through this podcast. Give our office a call. Look us up. We're willing to bring you in, show you what we're doing, and show you how we're making a difference. The difference it's made within my company is astronomical. I would not trade any one of my employees that came out of this program for 10 of your employees at all. What I want to do is I want to create 10 more of each of the ones that I have. And that's what we're doing with this program. That's the change that's happening. These guys are hungry. They want something more. They're going to work their asses off for you. They're driven. They don't want to go back to that old lifestyle. They're being taught that they can be something better. They want something better. They need something better. And we're showing them it's right there if they work for it. And they're going to be the hardest workers you've ever met. I'd love to bring you in and show you what we're doing. Come check it out. Come reach out to me. We need to get these men and women jobs. I need to help change this program back to what it was, back the way we taught these people, just so I can show them there's a different way this needs to be done. Yes, we have to work within insurance reasons and within this box, but for me, there is no box. There's never been a box. I crush the box. When people say think outside the box, there is no box. Everything's on the table. I want every option on the table, everything we can make happen. But unfortunately, in this situation, we have a box. I'm stuck in somebody else's box. I can't crush it. So I got to find a way to make it bigger, or I'm going to put this box into a bigger box. And with your help, with you guys out there, I can make this happen. But I need some employees, I need some employers, I need some business owners to reach out to me and help me get these men and women jobs. There's coming a point to where we can't hire good help anymore. The people I hire out of these programs, they don't call out sick. They don't miss days. They show up every day. They're in here early. They'll work extra hours. They never ask for anything. I got guys that have worked for me for years that have never asked for a raise, but yet they get one every time they're due for it, and they appreciate it every single time. This is what we're in business for. We're in business to give other people an opportunity to have a better life, and that's what we're doing. And how can we build our business if we don't teach others how to become better? I want a better business. I'm going to teach people how to be better people. That's how it happens. That's the change that's happening within my business. When I first started this program, I had 12 employees. We're over 100 employees. That's where we're at. That's what it's created for me. And we can't keep up with the work. We have more work coming in every single day. 3 contracts sitting on Greg's desk right now that need to be gone over, redlined and signed. And between the 3 combined, I think there's about $800,000 right there. We are landing work nonstop. Nobody in my company has been hired outside of the company for a management position or an estimator position. We promote within the company. We grow within the company. That's the difference with us. If you could do that within your business, wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want to grow your business within the business? Not always looking for that next best painter. I've heard people say painters are a dime a dozen. I'm telling you what, not mine. My painters, they're here for a lifetime. It's funny. There's a term within the prison community about lifers. Those are people that get locked up for their life. And a lot of those people are ones that have committed murder, done something else. There's a reason they're called lifers, because that's what they've been sentenced for. What's interesting is, it's funny, I got guys working for me that they tell me they're a lifer for my company. They're not going anywhere. We do everything we can to build our business, to create a business, to create something better for ourselves. But what are we doing to create something better for our employees? That's what we're creating within our company. That's the change. That's the difference within PHP commercial painting. That's what we've changed within our house. So if you're a painter out there, or you're somebody that wants a better chance, reach out to us. If you're looking for a better place to work, we're hiring right now. We're probably going to hire 10 people just in the next week alone. We're short. We need more manpower, men and women. If you can paint, let's go. Let get in here, fill out an application. We'll put you through our onboarding process for a week, see what you're made of, put you with one of our trainers. Doesn't matter what kind of experience you have. You're going to go through the same process everybody else does. Every employee coming through our door goes through the exact same process, no matter what kind of experience you have. That's just what we've created. That's what we've built. We've created a process for everything within our company. We're going to do it that way. Now I need to create a process for this class we're teaching. I need to create a process so we can get these men and women jobs, get them hired, keep them in this class, keep training them. Imagine having somebody for 90 days as an apprentice. They're not getting paid. They're just showing up for class. They're showing up every week and learning how to paint hands-on because they want a job. They want something more. You don't even have to pay them to go through this training. And the guarantee that we offer these men and women coming out of this program is that they're going to get a job with a guarantee that they're going to make $18 an hour. That's what they have to make to survive. And if somebody out there says, oh, that's too much, I don't pay my employees 18, then you need to find something else, because you're not going to get good employees for less than $18 an hour. And there's going to be some out there saying, oh, that's too cheap, you can't pay them $18 an hour. These are people that some of them have never had a job in their life. For some of them, the most they made ever was working in prison, making 35 cents an hour. Yes, you heard me correct. That's what some of these men and women got paid in prison to do a job, was 35 cents an hour. Some are only 15 cents an hour, depending on what they were doing in there. So for a lot of them, this is an opportunity for them. We not only teach them how to paint, we teach them how to manage their life. We teach them how to budget their money when they get their first paycheck. We're investing so much in these men and women, making them better people, better employees, better members of society. It's a complete change in their lives that they want this. They don't want second best. They're going to push themselves to be the best. And we teach them in the class that. We teach them how to be team players. We teach them how to deal with drug situations in the workplace, sexual situations in the workplace, how to deal with everything and anything you can imagine in a workplace are discussed in class, so they're prepared for this when they get out into the real world. They're going to be prepared when they come to work for you for any situation, because we've already talked about it. Not only that, once they graduate this, the mentorship part starts. At that point, the people graduating this class get my personal cell phone number. We stay in contact. I've got men and women I've stayed in contact for years that have come through my program that are still out there being successful. I stay in contact with them. I make sure that they're doing something right in their life. You've seen a few of them come on my podcast in the past. I'm still close with them. They're still doing well. Every single person that's been on my podcast that's been through this program is still out there doing something. They are still doing the right thing. Now, some of them are struggling. That doesn't mean that they're not making mistakes or they're not hitting speed bumps. That's a given. It's going to happen. Hell, we all deal with that. I get a curveball thrown at me every day of just showing up to work. Something's going to happen. Something is going to hit you sideways. You just deal with it. But you've seen the men and women that I've had on this podcast. You've seen the people that have come out of this program, the men and women that have come out of prison. I would say out of everybody I've had on this podcast that came through the program out of prison, and I'm going to say I've had maybe 10 to 12 people, there's probably 150 to 200 years served of time between all those people. That's a lot of time, and they have changed their lives for something better. They've proven that they can do something different. They've paid their debt to society, and they're done with it, and they're moving on to the next chapter of their life, to something better, something bigger, something stronger. They want it, and you can't stop them because they've been motivated. They've been taught that they don't need to look back. It's just moving forward. I don't care. I teach them in class. It's not what you did yesterday. I don't even care what you had for lunch today. It's what you're going to do today moving forward. That's all that matters. That's all they're looking forward to. They're looking for someone just to give them a chance. And that person that gives them a chance, the loyalty that you get with that comes with that, because you bet on them and they're not going to let you down. And that's what I have with some of the men and women working for me. And I'm sorry if I'm getting worked up or I'm sounding emotional on this, but it is a passion for me. This is so important, the changes that's happening in the lives, and the amount of money that I've invested in this and the time that I've invested in this means nothing. It doesn't matter what it costs. The return on this investment, you can't put a number to it. It's worth more than you could ever imagine. You have to be out there. You have to understand. And if you want to get a visual of this, if you want to get a taste of this, and you're in Arizona, I'm telling you, reach out to me. Even if you're not a painting contractor, there's an electrical class there that they can't stop people from signing up. The waiting list just to get in there is crazy. There's a drywall and framing class. They're starting a CDL class. There's a welding class. There's a culinary class. If you're struggling, you own a restaurant and you're struggling for people working in your restaurant, there's a culinary class in this program that there's 20 men and women going through that every 4 weeks that are just begging for a chance to work for somebody. And the people that men and women are going to work the best for, I'm going to be honest with you, is it's the small business owner. It's people like me that are involved in the business. It's the mom and pop places, because they're going to work close with you. You're going to get to know them. They're going to do anything and everything you ask them to. You ask them to show up, they are there early. There's a reason the book I wrote is called 10 Minutes Early, because that's one thing I teach in the class. I walk in this class and there is a rule that day one, half the class was late. They didn't even show up on time. And I set the guidelines. I set the rule right then and there. I told them, moving forward, you're only on time if you're 10 minutes early. And we're going to repeat that every time we start class. That was day one. After that, every single person was there 10 minutes early in this class. Not one single person was late. And the one question I ask at the beginning of every class is, you're only on time if you're what? And they all holler out 10 minutes early. And they mean it, and they're there for it, and they believe in it. Hell, I can't even get that with half the employees I hire walking through the front door. But I guarantee you, these men and women, they will be on time every time. And if they're not, that means something happened. They hit a speed bump. They might reach out and ask for help. You know, it's these men and women have become my family. This is what I believe in. This is where I'm at. This is what's happening. So the message I'm trying to get out there today is, I need a way to build this program bigger. I need a way to build it better. I need to get more people involved. I need to get more people that believe in what I believe in, that believe in helping somebody, giving somebody a second chance, giving them a hand up, not a handout. I need somebody that's going to be tough on them, that's going to push them to be better. And yes, there's a couple guys still working for me that every once in a while, I got to put my foot up their ass and get them moving and do something different. That's going to happen. They need a little push once in a while, but they can take it, because what they need is they don't need someone to sugarcoat it. They don't need to know, they don't need to hear rainbows and unicorns and everything's going to be perfect, because they know the reality of it. It's not going to be perfect. They know it's going to be a struggle. What they need is somebody to put them on blast, hit them square between the eyes with reality and the truth, no matter what it takes or what it costs. That's what they want, because they're going to see through the BS. These are people that have been lying and cheating their whole lives. You think that if you twist the truth, you lie to them, they're not going to know. You better bet they're going to know. They're going to know exactly what's going on, because that's been their whole lives. So you can't lie to them. You can't cheat. You got to be honest. You got to be real. And that's the one thing that I bring, is what you see here on these podcasts. This is me. There's nothing fake about this. I put somebody on blast. I'm going to hit you square between the eyes. I'm going to tell you the truth. And everybody around me knows that. I'm a no BS person, and I will never tell a lie. I'm going to tell the truth every single time. And that's one thing that we teach in class too, is about lying, even the little white lies. If you mess something at work, own it, own up to it. We've had people come to this program. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to be a snitch. No, if you made a mistake, own up to it. Don't lie about it. Don't sweep it under the rug like it never happened. Own your shit. That's what you have to do. You have to own it. And the problem is, once you lie, especially within our business and here at our company, once you lie, it's over. No one's going to trust you. No one's going to believe you. I'm dealing with someone and higher up in position at a certain place right now that there's a situation and they lied. And even when confronted with someone in upper management, they continue to lie. Just tell the truth. Own up to this shit. Own it and move on. Yeah, you messed up. You told a lie. Get over it and move forward. So, whatever you guys can do out there to help, the messages help. I read everything you guys are sending me. But right now, my message right now is to anybody out there that owns a business. If you're an employee that listens to this, bring this to your boss, to your business owner, whoever owns a company. I need to get these men and women jobs. I need to start to make a bigger difference. What I'm doing, I want to take this to the next level. I need your help. I'm asking for help for you guys to get me to that point of where I've just got a streamline of people coming in wanting to hire men and women like this. Doesn't matter the business. Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're a manager at Walmart. If you're willing to hire these people, let us know. there has to be a second chance movement out there. There has to be something to make a difference out there. So the message today is, let's get together. Let's help. It takes they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a community to help someone have that second chance. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to help me, reach out to us. Once again, thanks for joining me. Stay hungry.